Yeah. Listen, we're on the same table anyway when we get out there, so I'll see you out there, man.
Got Flash, we've got Big Man on campus, and we have Russ. Full house today. I'm very sorry I missed the midweeks, but Big Man on campus was an excellent host and did us proud, I have to say. I have to say, though, I'm really pleased that I was in the show because what a lot of shocking results. It was pretty crazy. You've got the Chelsea result, Man City, even Liverpool. I'm actually really pleased that I didn't make any bets for that midweek. How did you get on, Big Man?
Well, we actually did real well on the Tuesday tips. I know for me, I did real well on the Tuesday tips, but Wednesday was just kind of a weird, wonky, sort of result. I mean, obviously Liverpool with the draw, obviously that was a big one knock for all of us. I actually had Liverpool win to 0, so obviously that one hurt. Man United, Bournemouth, and what was that all about? Chelsea's had a lot of trouble with Bournemouth over the years, man. I remember last year they got, I think, beat up by Bournemouth as well. Tottenham kind of did me in as well. It wasn't a good day yesterday, but Tuesday's results are good.
Yeah, well, that's good to hear. And Flash, you were at the Saints game, and you didn't think that they were doing so well.
No, honestly, if there was ever a team that nicked a point and didn't deserve it, it was Southampton last night. I mean, Palace, they were great up until probably the last 15, 20 yards of the pitch. I mean, Zaha ran ragged and he wasn't even in third gear. Southampton very, very, very poor. I'd go as far as saying it's probably the worst Southampton squad I've seen in the last 20 years. And if the Premier League wasn't as bad as it's been in the last 20 years, you would say they were immoral to go down. But because they're not, and they've got a bit of energy, they're honest, I think they'll be fine. But any other year, if it was a stronger Premier League, I'd fear for them.
Yeah. And obviously, Russ, Arsenal have got a massive game this weekend. Equal points to Chelsea, 47. How are you feeling headed into this match? Are you confident?
Oh, look, I'm not confident at all, but I couldn't have wished for a better set of midweek results.
Yeah.
I think Chelsea's result, Manchester United's result.
Yeah.
I was at the Arsenal game on Tuesday. We played really poor. Cardiff, as Neil Warnock correctly said, it was the best away performance they've played all season. Arsenal did not have a shot on target in the first half. It was freezing cold. And look, we managed to get a penalty, I think about 20 minutes out. And then Lacazette scored one late on. But yeah, it wasn't the best performance at all.
No. But yeah, interesting to see. Key fixture. We'll get to that one shortly. Let us crack on now. Tottenham, all these odds here with 10 bet, I have to say. Tottenham versus Newcastle, Spurs 1.45, draw 4.6, and Newcastle 9.7 price. 9.75, sorry. I think it's a low price for Spurs, if I'm honest with you, at home. Newcastle obviously entering back-to-back wins against Man City. Could be tempted to give them a plus on the Asian handicap. I don't know. Flash, what have you got?
Well, you open up with the game and you look and you think to yourself, can Newcastle score? Do you expect Newcastle to score?
Yes.
I came up with no. And so afterwards, then I think, can I rely on Tottenham? I can't rely on Tottenham to go and score 3 goals. So the only way I could play this game with a positive number was Spurs to win to 0 at 2.15.
Wow.
I think that they'll just make sure that they win the game, and that's all they can do at the moment. It's almost like putting a plaster on a cut. Just make sure you stop the bleeding and get the 3 points. It doesn't matter how at this stage of the season. So Spurs to win to 0 at 2.15.
Wow. All right. Definitely different. Well, I'm thinking on this one. Spurs to win to 0. Newcastle have scored in 4 of their last 5 matches. I think high from their midweek win. Probably fatigued as well. Obviously something to factor in there. Russ, over to you. Is a Spurs to win to 0 on your cards?
No, Flash, I thought you were going to take my pick there. I've got 3.78 Spurs to win by 1 goal. And yet you look at Spurs, who would have thought 24 league games, draws 0. So yeah, I agree with you. I think Spurs will just get over the line, and rather to win to 0, I'll take the Spurs to win by 1 goal at 3.78.
3.78, very nice odds. That will help, hopefully, if that bet comes in. Russ, help you with your negative there. Big man, over to you, Tottenham Newcastle.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more with these guys. I think Flash also hit it on the head with you're just looking to get out of there with a win. You really have to try to just strap results out now with Kane and Dele Alli out. Son's kind of knackered with all this travel that he's had. I look at Newcastle. They've won on the road twice this year at Huddersfield, which, I mean, that's like beating a League Two team, and Burnley, which, I mean, Burnley's had their own struggles. And that was during a time where Burnley was still in the, or close to just getting out of the Europa League. So, for me, this team just isn't very good on the road. But again, I mean, the price isn't particularly good. I'm not really looking to lay goals with Tottenham. For me, it's going to be a pass. I have other tips that I like, so I'm not going to dirty up the card with just a kind of a force. So I'm going to pass on this one.
Interesting. All right. I was definitely leaning on more to the both teams to score. I'm actually playing an Arjun mentioned this one. He says plus 1.5. I'm playing at 1.71 for Newcastle. So if Russ is right and Tottenham win by 1 goal, then this bet should come in. Newcastle plus 1.5 at 1.71. Brighton versus Watford now. Got to lean on this one. I'll see if you guys can convince me. Brighton 2.62, Watford 3.05, and the draw 3.3. I struggle when two teams are not in particularly good form to make a bet. Leaning on both teams to score, though, I have to say at 1.91. Big man on campus, what's your bet?
Yeah, I mean, I like the way Watford's played. I know they didn't win the last game, but up until then, they had played very well, actually. You look at Brighton; they've scored in 5 of the last 6 league games. I'm going to go with both teams to score. This seems like 1-1 to me. I think we both see a goal here from these groups. Maybe Deeney and Glenn Murray get on the scorecard. I'm going to go 1-1. I could see a 2-1er here. Maybe Brighton could find a way, but I just think both these teams are actually scoring the goals right now.
Yeah.
I like what I'm seeing out of Brighton lately. So, and at home, they generally play a little bit better. I'm going to go with both teams to score at 1.9.
Yeah, all right. So going for my lean there. Greco says a Watford win, draw, no bet. Take the draw, says no way, Jose, at 3.3. 2 teams that are the same. Flash, I know you've often said, you go for that higher price. The draw is the higher price, 3.3. Is it a play? Are you going for it?
No, I'm not. But you are 100% right, because that was the way I wanted to go. And a little bit about what Big Man just said. I've just counted up. I've probably got 10 or 11 selections on this card, and this is pass for me. But I did lean the draw, and I did lean 1-1. So I can go with both of you there.
Ooh, okay. All right. Russ, let's see if Russ can be the decider on this one. Do you like the draw here?
It's a full house in terms of how I think we all see the game going. It's a pass from me, but the lean would be Watford double chance.
Okay. All right. Do you know, I think after speaking with you guys, I'm going to take my lean of both teams to score. I'm going to make it an official play. Burnley versus Saints now. Burnley 2.62, Saints 2.9, and the draw 3.4, 17th, 16th, respectively, with 23 points each. So obviously the winner of this match, if they can walk away with all 3 points, will boost themselves up. Flash, you were at the game. You said Saints was bad at Turf Moor here. Burnley win 2.62 or Burnley draw no bet 1.87, both with a lot of value. Are you going to play it?
Yeah, I'm playing 2 bets. I've got Burnley -1 at 5.
Ooh.
And I've got Burnley just to win the game at 2.62. And I'm basically, I feel as if Burnley -1 will be a free bet. Honest to God, I cannot tell you. I mean, because obviously when you watch the game, you see the whole game, and I don't follow the ball. I look around and other things are going on, and I see so many gaps. I saw so many holes that could be exploited. And the worst thing is, if Burnley get the ball out and go from back to front, I don't see how the midfield cover for Southampton can recover. So I've got to go with Burnley to win. I think Burnley will win comfortably.
Comfortably as well, yeah, by 2 goals if that bet comes in. Very nice. Russ, Burnley versus Saints.
I looked at Southampton, and I've got here both teams to score has happened in each of their last 5 games. And Southampton have, just looking at the stats, Southampton haven't got beat. in their last 5. So they are resilient. Look, obviously, Burnley will be cursing the 2-0 up at Old Trafford and the game finishing 2-2. I'm going to take both teams to score at 1.8. I do agree with Flash that Burnley will really want to get the 3 points here. But I just think Southampton might nick a goal and it could be 1-1. So I'll take both teams to score here.
Okay, interesting. All right, so both teams to score there. Big man, over to you.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with Flash here. So far, I agree. I think Burnley at home is the play. I had a lot of success last year betting them. I'm just not seeing it with Southampton either. I know they've improved a little bit, but they're still a bad side with very few really good players. I mean, when Danny Ings is one of your better players, I've talked about that. That's pretty pathetic. Give me Burnley. I can get 2.7 here. I think that's a good price at home. I do think they'll be a little disappointed after last night's result, but I think any result you can get right now against United is a good one, whether it should have been a win or a draw. I'll go Burnley 2.7. Great price.
Yeah. No Way Jose says Burnley to win here. They're starting to regain their form from last year. Longbow says, at Flash, wouldn't you say Southampton improved since new manager?
No, I wouldn't. I would say the organisation's improved. I would say the energy and the endeavours improved. But I wouldn't say the quality has improved. But it goes back down to the type of players that you've got. And this is probably one of the weakest squads in quality. You don't question their honesty. Don't question their energy. You just question the quality.
Now, Nat, I do want to make one thing clear.
No bet for me, just in case of a 1-1 draw. I think it's going to be an under, to be honest. I think it's going to be a low scorer. But Burnley draw no bet at 1.87. Nolly No says, hello,
hey,
yes.
Quick point. Now, if they put Flash and Matt Letizia up front, maybe we would get a different result here for Southampton. But I don't think they're going to be playing this weekend.
No, you're not playing this weekend, are you, Flash? He's at a dinner right now, aren't you? Where are you? You're in a different place.
We're in Telford, which is it's just sort of northwest of Birmingham. Getting ready for the snow.
Is it cold?
Birmingham. Baltic. Not as cold as Chicago, but it's cold.
You know how cold it is here, Nat? You know how cold it is? It was here last night? -10.
-12. Oh.
All right. Okay, yeah, Burnley draw no bet. Nolly Noel says, thank you. I've lost the message now. Hello, I've been learning a lot from these shows. Appreciate it. That's fantastic stuff. And it's great to hear. If you do have any questions or anything we can help with, just let us know. Chelsea versus Huddersfield now. Chelsea 1.2, draw 7.5, and Huddersfield 19. Huddersfield are priced 1.03 to be relegated. I think some of their bags are already packed. They cannot find the back of the net, and that's the problem. Obviously, Chelsea are going to want to bounce back from their Bournemouth defeat, and I think at home against Huddersfield, they're going to do it. I'm going to start it off. Chelsea to win 2-0 at 1.73. I do not expect Huddersfield to score at all. Big Mon on campus, not one to keep your thoughts to yourself about Huddersfield. What are you going for?
Yeah, it's funny. I noticed we haven't seen John Smith in these chats. I wonder why. Natalie, you must be reading my emails again. I couldn't agree more. Chelsea win 2-0, 1.73. Listen, if Huddersfield score, back where I come from, we would say salud to that. Job done. Do what you got to do. But I don't think they're going to. They are so bad. Chelsea wins 3-0.
Yeah, 3-0. No Way Jose says Chelsea -3. I wonder the prices on that one. What are you going for, Russ?
I've got Chelsea to win and under 3.5. So I hope the max Chelsea score is 3 and it's 3-0. I just think that Huddersfield, new manager, obviously, I'm not sure how they got on possession-wise against Everton. Obviously, they got beat. I can't see them scoring, but I'm just not sure how fluid Chelsea will be going forward and whether they can get that fourth goal. So I'll take even money 2.0, Chelsea and under 3.5.
Yeah, their defence should keep the game a low scorer. I think they've got the second best defence, 9 conceded over 12 games there. What are you going for, Flash?
Well, Huddersfield have changed their name to Huddersfield nil. So obviously that only brings in one way to go, and that's Chelsea to win to nil at 1.75.
All right.
Don't complicate it.
No, don't complicate it. There, 3 for that Chelsea win to 0. All right, Crystal Palace versus Fulham. Crystal Palace 2.1, draw 3.5, Fulham 4, 15th and 19th respectively. We did have some obviously midweek shocks. We've talked about it. I think one of those being Fulham, the 4-2 win over Brighton. Was sort of liking Crystal Palace, but then they are struggling to find the back of the net at home. I have to say, I think I've got a couple of passes, and this is going to be one of them. I'm a little nervous how Fulham are going to enter this game here, priced at 4. Start us off, Russ. It's a tough one. What do you like?
With Zaha suspended, I'm going to take Fulham at 4. They scored 4 goals against Brighton.
Yeah.
They came back from 2-0 down. When I was at the Emirates and I saw the score 2-0 Brighton, I thought I gave myself a pat on the back that I picked Brighton draw no bet, so I thought Brighton double chance. I was looking good, but then Fulham scored 4, and I just looked back at Newcastle when they scored 4 away at Blackburn in the FA Cup replay. Then went and beat Cardiff at home. I think Fulham can have a little bit of momentum here. London derby, and again Palace are without Vihar, so at 4, I think they're worth a shot.
Yeah. And still winless on the road. Maybe this is the time. Week 25, they finally get their first road win. Flash, I know you'll never want to shy away from the high prices, but can you put your money on a team winless on the road?
What, on a team that lets more goals in every single week? No, not for me, thanks. I tell you, I mean, I spoke to a few people last night, and they're decent, Palace. They're probably like 2 players short of being in that top 7, top 8, cemented. Good defenders. The thing is, I've gone both teams to score 1.8. Don't care who wins. I listen, anything could happen, but I just don't see either team keeping a clean sheet. So both teams to score 1.8.
Wow. Well, Nick Zaha out on red card. Eden Jets, Fulham all day. And then a couple of people, Octopus Man liking both teams to score, and Eden Jets liking both teams to score as well. It's a pass for me, but Big Man, are you playing this game?
I actually like a lot of things in this game, but I actually agree with Russ. I mean, I just don't really see like much out of Crystal Palace without Wilfred Zaha. I mean, I know Flash has made the point, and both these teams give up goals. I think Fulham will have a real good chance to win this game, and I agree with Russ. But I do agree with Flash as well, where I don't trust Fulham to keep goals out. You've talked about the inability of them to win on the road. I'm going to go over 2.5 straight up, even money at 2. I just think I could see a 2-2 game here. I think this game's a lot like Fulham's last game against Brighton Hove Albion. I could see 3-2, 4-2, 2-2, something random. I'll go over 2.5 here at even.
Nice. All right. Everton versus Wolves. Again, I'm afraid I've got 3 passes, and this is my second pass. I just find it very hard when teams are hit and miss. We've got 10 matches, and I just don't have. If I don't have a strong feel, I pass it. Everton 2.38, Wolves 3.3, and draw 3.42, 8th and 7th respectively. Big Man on campus. Are you playing this game?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've seen Wolves have played pretty much up to competition. Everton is, again, up in competition. They're top 10. Wolves usually plays teams tough. Should be a great game. I'm going to go both teams to score. I think it's a lot like Burnley or Brighton Watford, frankly. I think we can see a 2-1er here either way. I think we see both teams finding the back of the net. I think that's just my first thought when I looked at this one. I'll go with it. 1.85. Everton actually came to play last game. Finally got a win and turned out for me. So I looked at the ride to momentum, but I'm not sure that Wolves didn't score either. Give me Wolves, Everton, both teams to score.
Okay, interesting stuff. Eden Jet says Everton are not right. Wolves win. Octopus Man, tough game to win. Call this one Wolves draw no bet. It's interesting. A lot of both teams to score bet for this weekend. Flash, what are you going for?
Listen, I think that the home side here is going to be happy with a draw. I mean, this is how bad the Premier League is when you've got Everton in the top 10. They are stinking. They have got no balance. They don't score enough goals. You can't pick who's gonna be their goal scorers. And Wolves are the only side outside of the top 6 who are actually there on merit. I mean, they're 7th in the league, and they're probably the only team that you could say outside the top 6 deserve to be where they are, other than the rubbish ones in the bottom 3. So for me, I'm going Everton Wolves draw 3.1.
Never shy of playing that draw bet. Nice. Okay, draw
3.42, Flash.
Yeah, 3.42.
Nice. 3.42.
Okay, lovely. Thank you very much.
Normally, the Flash's bookie offers a lot higher prices. I'm quite surprised there. You have to, you have to have a chat with your bookie. Russ, what do you like?
It's a pass from me. Really, really tough game. Again, it depends which Wolves turn up on the road. Look, again, they've been playing really well at home, but away, a bit hit and miss. Again, they are in the top 10 on merit. Everton, you just can't trust them. So it's a pass from me here.
Yeah, I completely agree with you as well. And sometimes as well, when we've played Everton, they've let us down. We don't play them, they win. It's just, it's a pass as well. Cardiff versus Bournemouth now. Bournemouth 2.45, Cardiff 3.15, and the draw 3.5. Obviously, Bournemouth entering with confidence, back-to-back wins, West Ham and Chelsea. Both of those, though, they had the home advantage. They are now on the road at Cardiff. Cardiff obviously fighting relegation, and sometimes you shouldn't underestimate a team fighting relegation there. Russ, what do you like?
I actually think this is going to be a match where there's plenty of goals. Obviously, Bournemouth scored 4. I've got a question mark. Is this the trap game for Bournemouth where Cardiff win at 3.2? I'm not so sure, but I do think there'll be goals. Cardiff, I think they look at the table now and they have to win. They'll go out, they'll try and win. And I just think that could leave space in defence against them. And I think Bournemouth defensively away from home, they're not that solid. So I've gone 2.2, both teams to score and over. I'm hoping for goals here.
Yeah. And in some ways, it's sort of like the obvious play as well would be lean towards Bournemouth. But Cardiff, it's their away form that's letting them down. At home, they're not too bad. Flash, what do you like?
Both teams to score on over 2.5. I think you're going to get one team on the front foot who just love they're going to have everyone's going to be behind, and it's going to be the first game back at home. Obviously, since the disaster, you got. Bournemouth can score home or away. It's whether they can get the job done to actually go and win a game. So, I mean, I think that, both teams to score over 2.5 at 2.2 is the safe way to go. And if someone wants to go and get a winner, so be it. But it still brings in the 2-2 draw.
Yeah. Okay, pass for me, and that is my final pass. Leicester versus Manchester United. Manchester United 2.1, draw 3.6, and Leicester.
And now you forgot
4.
Big Man.
Oh, sorry, Big Man.
Oh, good. I'll be short with this one. I think Bournemouth
pass.
I don't think Cardiff are any good. I just think you look at this team and they're not good. It's such a terrible tragedy. You're still the same bad team. You couldn't even use it as motivation. Even it's kind of pathetic. Give me Bournemouth 3.2. They beat Cardiff.
Okay. Going for 2.45 then. You can get for the Bournemouth price.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong odds. 2.4. Right.
Yeah, 2.45. If this was Bournemouth at home at 2.45, I would jump all over it. I just think Cardiff.
Well, of course you would, because they wouldn't be 2.45
it's their away record.
Home,
Just one win that they've got on the road there. 4 wins at home and fighting relegation. They need these 3 points, and I think they can do it. So I actually do like that sort of both teams to score over 2.5 goals. And I have to say, we all seem to be predicting a lot of goals this weekend. Let's hope that is true. Okay, Leicester versus Manchester United. Manchester United 2.1, draw 3.6, and Leicester 4. Obviously, Manchester United went on this winning streak after sacking their manager. They then drew to Burnley 2-2. Hopefully, they get back to winning ways here. Leicester obviously holding Liverpool to a 1-1 draw as well. Another shock result. I have to say, and I know I never said it, I said I'd never do it, but I'm very tempted on the Manchester United 2.1. It's just if I do it, they seem to lose, so I just don't know whether to do it. What are you going for, Big Man?
Yeah, I'm going to do it. Manchester United 2.1. I think yesterday was just kind of one of those weird halves for them. They got down in the game, maybe reading their own headlines a little bit, but they fought back, were able to get a result. I think that they still have been much better. They obviously look like a different team. I think they'll be too strong for Leicester here. Maybe Leicester overachieved a bit in the game the other night. I'll go United 2.1 here. Job done.
Yeah, United on the road here, and obviously Leicester as well played Wednesday, United Tuesday. They've had an extra day's rest, a larger bench there. Oh, I want to take it. Flash, what are you going for?
2 bets. I think Big Man might like this, and he might just change his bet. Man United and over 1.5 at 2.5, and Manchester United to win at 2.1.
2 bets. He's top. Flash has got 30 units of profit. 30 units of profit. I have not.
No, honestly, the other night I got one selection right out of all of them, and it was just basically Fulham and Brighton, both teams to score an over 2.5. But Big Man asked me the other night, and I said there will be goals this week. And then we didn't. I just should have followed through. I should have just gone through with what I said and what I thought. And I didn't. I tried to play clever. Honestly, I think it's going to be an exciting weekend as well.
Yeah. Russ. Look at Paul Blakesy says, I'm all over Leicester if Nat takes Manchester United. Oh, God. What are you taking, Russ?
This is the banker for me, the weekend. 2.11, both teams to score and over. I think we saw Man United the other night conceding 2, conceded at Arsenal. I think even in the first eight wins that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer had, they did concede a few goals as well as obviously score plenty. Leicester can score goals. They beat Man City at home. They'll give this a good go. They'll come out with no fear. Obviously drawing at Anfield. Can I see Man United win? Yeah, probably, but I just think there will be goals here. And I'm happy to play the 2.11, both teams to score and over.
Yep. Oh, I don't know. Like, I'm going to decide right till the end if I take Manchester United or not. I do have it written down, but I will see. Okay, we've got 2 matches left. Man City versus Arsenal. Man City 1.33, draw 6.45, and Arsenal 9.6. The key fixture of the weekend should be very exciting. Start us off, obviously. Russ, our Arsenal fan here. What do you like?
I just can't believe Arsenal are 9.6 to win a Premier League game. It just shows how the mighty have fallen going through the unbeaten season. Look, defensively, we're just not good enough, especially going to the City and Manchester Stadium and the quality that Man City have. And obviously they will bounce back. But I do think Arsenal will score. So Man City win and both teams to score at 2.45. I don't know who Arsenal are going to play at right back. I think it may well be Jenkinson, his first Premier League start of the season, just purely because he's got more pace than Lichtsteiner. I know. And then
I've got more pace than Lichtsteiner.
Exactly. And left back Kolasinac, look, defensively, he's slow going forward. He's been quite good for Arsenal. Obviously, he won the penalty. Centre backs, I think he may have to play Monreal and Mustafi, so that doesn't bode too well. And obviously, Leno in goal, he's not been amazing. He's not been bad. So I think Man City will score plenty. And again, attacking wise, Aubameyang, Lacazette, they can score any place. So I think we will score. So yeah, 2.45 City, both teams to score.
Okay, yeah. Interestingly, that was sort of what I was thinking. Over 2.5 goals, both teams to score. Obviously, they've met 3 times in 2018. All of those 1-0 by Man City, but they were on the road, all on the road. So the reverse, obviously, 2-0. But maybe Arsenal can find the back of the net. What do you like here, big man?
Both teams are scoring over 2.5. I mean, 1.85. I don't really have to go through a breakdown of why. I mean, look, if you're starting Carl Jenkinson at this level, I mean, Jesus Christ, go spend some money for Christ's sakes. Stan Kroenke's far more interested this week in the Rams in the Super Bowl than he is in Arsenal. Has he been to a game over the last 5 years? Does anyone know about that? I don't think he has. Just shameful ownership, really. They're going to get crushed. I'll say 3-1, something like that. Both teams scoring over 2.5, 1.85.
Interesting. Okay. We goals are Dice Diamond. City wins 6-0. No Way Jose says City 4-1. What do you like here, Flash?
Yeah, I like 4-5-1 as well.
Dang.
Maybe even 4-0.
Oh.
Yeah, I've gone Man City, half time, full time at 1.82. And I've
That's a
gone
good
Man
one.
City -2 at 2.75.
Okay. No, I like that Man City half-time, full-time. I missed that one. I'm going to go for, I do think that Man City win this. I do think they win it comfortably. I'm not sure if Arsenal will score. I'm going to go for Man City and the under 4.5 goals at 1.95. Let's hope it's just 4-0 or 3-1. Last 13 matches of Man City's have gone under 4.5 goals. And that's why I'm going with, I just don't think it's going to be a massive win. But people are predicting goals in this one, but I'm going to stick. But I like that one. Half-time, full-time. It's what it is. I didn't think about that one. I like that one a lot. Longbow says half-time, full-time is also really nice. But I'm going to stick with it. Man City in the under 4.5 goals at 1.95. West Ham versus Liverpool, the Monday match. It's on the telly. Isn't it, Flash? Will you be watching it?
Yeah.
Will you be watching this one?
Certainly, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how can you not? I mean,
Exactly.
It's got everything. I mean, you've got a team that's upset quite a few teams that when they were flying high, they go there. And on recent performances, you'd expect Liverpool to score 4 or 5 of themselves. I'm passing this game. It stinks of a banana skin.
Is it? All right. Passing it, but watching it. Yes. Okay. Big Mon on campus. Liverpool there, 1.42. Draw 5.4 and West Ham 8.5. So low price there for Liverpool on the road, 1.42. It's a must win. Obviously fighting for that title there. What do you like?
Yeah, well, I think one thing we know is just because you need to win doesn't mean you will.
Yeah.
This is a road game here as well.
Mm-hmm.
West Ham can score. I think that's one thing, but I don't know. Liverpool are so strong. I'm actually going to pass on this one. I just don't really have an opinion. I know Liverpool obviously probably should get the job done, but just have too many tips, so I'm going to avoid this one.
Okay, again, one to avoid. Remember, we have 10 matches, so you do not need to play them all. Go with your gut and what you feel. And if it's a pass, sometimes that is the best play. Russ, have you got a play for this match?
Yeah, I think Liverpool will get the job done, but it'll be tight all the way. But there will be goals. So I've got 2.9, Liverpool to win and both teams to score. Again, we've spoken about it over the last couple of weeks. The nerves are now settling in for Liverpool. Man City play first this weekend. If they win, they close the gap. The pressure is on Liverpool. Just thinking after, if they could have beaten Leicester, it would have been 7. By the time they kick off, just quickly doing the maths in my head, it could be 2 points. So, again, mentally, as Klopp said, Liverpool need to be mentally right, then they can go and beat West Ham.
Yeah, all right. I'm going to go for Liverpool and the under 4.5 goals. They do have the best defence in the league, conceded just 7, home and away, 14 in total. I think it's going to keep the game tight. I do think Liverpool are going to come out victorious. So Liverpool and the under 4.5 goals. Nolly Knowles says, saying in betting, when you need, you bleed. That's a good one. That's a good one. All right. So, yeah, Liverpool in the under 4.5 goals. Those are the 10 games all capped. We're just going to run through our bets for each of the game here. Those guys who want to write it down, you know what we're putting in my bet diary, which was our bet record. I will be pulling it up next week. I need to add the midweek bets. I just got back from Colombia yesterday, so that is why it's not being showed. So, yeah, we're going to run through them and then give a double, a 2-team parlay, and a banker, which is what we put 2 units on. The rest of the bets we put 1 unit on. Big man on campus, start us off week 25, please.
Yeah, I'll go both teams to score. Brighton, Watford, 1.9. Burnley, 2.7 against Southampton. Chelsea win to 0, 1.73. Fulham, Palace over 2.5 at even. Everton, Wolves, both teams to score, 1.85. Bournemouth, 2.45 against Cardiff. Man United, 2.1 against Leicester. Man City, Arsenal, both teams to score, and over 2.5 against in that one. West Ham United, Liverpool pass. Banker, Chelsea win 2-0 against Huddersfield. And my parlay is Bournemouth and Burnley. Oh, by the way, Natalie,
yes,
please check out. We did the Football League show. It's posted for this week. Make sure you check that out right after you listen to this and all the other great soccer shows. Flash and I'll tell you what, whoever's playing Wimbledon this week, bet on them. Wimbledon gets drubbed this week against Sunderland. You better believe it.
Yeah, I'll find the link and post it up. I think Big Man needs to go, right? It's almost Big Man's got another show at a radio show that he's got to go to. He said he's bet. Big Man, best of luck, and I will see you next week.
Good luck, mate.
Flash.
Cheers, guys.
See you in an hour, Big Man.
Take care, buddy.
See you guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
Spurs wins. Yeah,
Over
Spurs
to you.
win to nil,
Week 25 bets.
2.15. Yeah, exactly. Burnley -1 at 5, and to win the game on a separate bet at 2.62. Palace and Fulham, both teams to score at 1.8. Everton and Wolves, the draw at 3.4. Cardiff, Bournemouth, Alex Classic 2.15. Chelsea win to nil 1.75. Man United to win and over 1.5 at 2.5. Man United just to win the game at 2.1. Man City half-time, full-time 1.82. And Man City -2 at 2.75. My banker is Manchester United to win and over 1.5. And my parlay is Burnley to win at 2.62 and Man United to win and over 1.5 at 2.5.
All right, Russ, week 25, what are your plays and the odds, please?
Sure. 3.78, Spurs to win by 1 goal. Burnley, Southampton, 1.8, both teams to score. Fulham to win at 4. Cardiff, Bournemouth, 2.2, both teams to score and over. Leicester, Man United, 2.11, both teams to score and over. Man City, Arsenal, 2.45, Man City to win and both teams to score. And West Ham, Liverpool to win and both teams to score at 2.9. The banker is 2.11, both teams to score and over in Leicester, Man United. And the ACCA is, sorry, I forgot that one as well. The 2.0, Chelsea to win and under 3.5. That also goes in the parlay with Man City to win and both teams to score.
All right, great stuff. I'm going Newcastle plus 1.5 at 1.71. Both teams to score, Brighton, Watford. Burnley draw no bet at 1.87. Chelsea to win 2-0, 1.73, which is my banker. And then Paul Blakesy, I am not going for Manchester United to win because I want them to win, but 2.1, it's my lean. Not going to make an official play. Man City in the under 4.5 goals at 1.95 and Liverpool in the under 4.5 goals at 1.8. Both of those I am sticking in an ACCA, the City in under 4.5 and Liverpool in the under 4.5. All right, there we go. That wraps the show up. In 20 minutes, we have the best bets show. We are up over 40 units of profit. We've got Alex, we've got Stuart, and we have got, actually, no, Martin is unable to make it. So it's going to be me, Alex, and Stuart. And people were asking about the Super Bowl. We've got Super Bowl Betcast on Sunday. There's like a whole ton of us heading to the beach. We're going to be filmed live, watching the Super Bowl, making bets, and just having a really good time. Paul Blakesy. Yes. So there we go. All right, guys, big thank you to Flash and to Russ and, of course, Big Man. And I will see you soon. And thank you to everybody watching.